Alright, so I decided to do a follow-up on the blog post about the new balance changes. Even though nobody asked me to do a follow-up, I'm pretty hyped for TF2, so. The last video was about the balance changes specifically, and this video is just going to be what I'm looking forward to in the upcoming Pyro update. And by the way, I got all this information from the Valve News Network, Casper, and Banny, which I'll link some of their videos in the description if you want to check out everything we know about the update and get a little bit more detail. Because Valve News Network did have an interview with the TF2 team and stuff, so there's some really cool stuff there. And I'll also talk about like stuff that I wish they would add. Like, it's definitely not confirmed stuff, but stuff that I think that they should be working on. So first, we're gonna get a Pyro pack and balance changes. I'm definitely excited about those. More excited about the balance changes than the Pyro pack, but I'm ready for new weapons too, and a new way to play Pyro, hopefully. And as we know, the update will be jungle themed, which I don't really know what that has to do with Pyro. Hopefully it has something to do with Poopy Joe, because he is a true American hero. Maybe Poopy Joe didn't die. Maybe Pyro is Poopy Joe. That's the ultimate dream of this update, is that Poopy Joe is still alive. But I am very excited about new maps. I think that always makes me want to play the game more. I really hope that they're gonna make it fit into whatever idea they have for competitive, so that it's balanced for that, because a lot of the maps that we've been getting from the community, no offense, like beautiful maps, but some of them just don't work well for certain formats. There's gonna be another campaign, which is awesome. Apparently choose your own adventure is how they described it, which is cool. I personally didn't have an issue with how campaigns worked. I liked that it made me play classes that I don't normally play. But if you can really do like different routes and different rewards and stuff, that's gonna be really cool, and I think people will really like it. I'm guessing it'll kind of be like Guardian missions, where you kind of choose your route so that you can choose which missions you do, and I guess somehow you're going to get to choose the reward, which you can't do in CSGO, so I'm interested to see how they're going to do that. And the contracts are always awesome because they give me a goal, because like TF2, basically my goal is like to get Hail Zone Strangers. Other than that, none of the like casual ranks or any ranking stuff like that means anything to me. So I'm really excited to have something to do in TF2. We're also going to get a Source Filmmaker short, which I love those, and it really brings in new players. The last things that we know we're getting is updates to matchmaking and casual, and also trying to align casual and competitive communities. The changes to matchmaking will be placement matches in an elo system, so that'll definitely be good. I don't think that they can do anything to hurt matchmaking. Like, I think it's so bad right now. Even though the TF2 team has messed stuff up before, I really don't think they could possibly make matchmaking any worse than it currently is. So I'm definitely looking forward to updates for that. I wish that they would just get rid of casual and bring quick play back, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. I don't know what kind of casual changes they're gonna make. I wish that they would make it like 9v9 or something. I just hate 24-person servers. It just gets really spammy on a lot of maps, on a lot of choke points. I have no idea how they're gonna like align the communities. That sounds very difficult. And so we won't just have sixes as it is now. They'll have to change something about it. And highlopefully it won't go as far as Highlander. I would be okay with Highlander. I mean, I definitely like sixes way more than I like Highlander, but I understand doing Highlander just because it's all 9 classes. But I really wish that they would do something like Prolander, where it's 6v6, 1 class limit. That's the best compromise I can think of between combining a casual community which has no limits of any kind, other than I guess 24 players, and that's debatable. And, you know, 6s that only uses 4 classes as the default setup. So 6v6 would give you, you know, 6 classes, and you'd have to really adapt to what the other team is running and stuff like that. I wish that they would add a higher FOV setting to matchmaking also. 70 is just ridiculous. We should at least go 90, and then I'd be happy. And of course, on top of all these changes, we'll also get cosmetics, which I don't really care too much about at the moment. I'm sure I'll like some of them and buy some of them, but not too worried about that. And now for my ideas on how to bring in new players and just things that I would like to see more of. So I would really like to see a UI change. Just like the main menu, like a complete overhaul. I know we still have to keep the like TF2 artistic art style going on, but it just looks very boring and not as inviting as other games. And particularly doing tutorials. We currently have like tutorials for just a couple of classes, which is kind of crazy that this game has been out for like 10 years and they haven't done a tutorial for it. It would be really nice if they did a good tutorial for each class, like on an actual map. Kind of like Overwatch's tutorial where you get some of the personality of the character you're doing the tutorial for. You know, maybe play the meet the class video for that class at the beginning of the tutorial. You know, really get some lore going. Get them into the TF2 lore. Have the character, like the scout, teach you how to play scout. Like, it could be really cool. You learn his, like, personality, be like calling you a doofus or whatever, and talking about how every other class sucks, you know? This could really help new players. And they could also fix TR walkway and get that implemented into the game, because that would help. You know, it'd be like Overwatch's practice range. And I'm using Overwatch in a lot of examples here, even though I don't like the game. And I think that that just shows how much they really did well on the casual gamer part in getting new people interested in the game and teaching them how to play it. Another thing that might help is creating more MVM campaigns and missions and stuff. Just because there is a large not a large portion, but there's a decent sized group of people who only play MVM and play this game strictly for MVM. And I would definitely play it more if we had more maps and stuff. And it was cheaper. And that's another thing too, is making it cheaper. Because right now, it's $4 for an entire campaign. And, I mean, that's actually the cheapest campaign. I think 4 is the lowest you can go. Maybe 3. Maybe the expert one's 3. But they should do, in my opinion, like season passes type things. And only give it like 2 or 3 months. And let people play MVM if they buy the pass. And it can be like 10 or 20 bucks. And along with this, they could make surplus vouchers better so that people still want to buy surplus vouchers and use those every time. And then maybe that'll be like, it'll be more for the people who buy the MVM passes, season passes. Will be people who just want to play it occasionally and stuff. And then the people who actually play only MVM, they'll be buying the surplus still. So you'll still be like making a decent amount of money. It'll be a lot less. More people will probably play MVM as well. So, I don't know, maybe it could balance out. It's possible. MVM is definitely not a priority to me, but it's something that can be really fun with friends. But when they see that they have to pay $1 per map, it's really off-putting. So yep, that sums it up. I'm really excited for all the parts of this update. And I really hope to see changes to the UI and tutorials and just giving new players a much better chance at continuing to play this game. Because you're playing with a lot of like veterans, I guess, in TF2 because the game's so old that it can be annoying that you just get crushed and there's no tutorial to help you, and you can look up on YouTube how to play a class, but it could be completely different. Like Spy, you look up how to play Spy, you might get like FG Ninjas Saharan Spy set. Like, that's not how you play Spy anymore. And the Dead Ringers changed drastically and all that stuff, so they really need to do some tutorials and UI updates, in my opinion. So let me know your guys' thoughts below. Thanks for watching.